And welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. And I am Shanrae. We are on part 2 of my first week of Shanrae's Counsel of the Day with Shanrae, May 2023. This is the second quarter in the year. I come on 4 times a year, and I'll take 1 month out, 2 days a week to do my counsel for 30 minutes. So this is quarter number 2. This month, I'm going to be delving into desperation versus lifestyle, and we're going to go on and get started. All right, this is an open platform, and so feel free to ask questions, or if you want to share some life scenarios, please feel free to do that as well. Again, welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. I am Shanrae, and I am working multiple platforms right now, so you see me looking every which way, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to go on and get started. Let me start with my website disclaimer. Okay, I'm going to start with my website disclaimer. And it says that please be aware that due to the nature of the technology that I'm using, that there can be no assurance of confidentiality when using this online service. It should also be noted that due to changes in policies that all replies are to be used as advisory and informational only, and it will not constitute an official determination. Information that I provide and these services are subject to the limitations of current and available material, but the final responsibility for successfully achieving a goal rests with you, the individual. Good evening, Peaches. Hi, Peaches. Okay. Information online is designed to be helpful. However, this information changes frequently, and it is recommended that you will consult another physician, another specialist, and or religious leader to aid you in your overall behavioral wellness. All right, so let's move this along. This is part 2 of week 1. And so last night we did the breakdown of desperation. Tonight we're going to break down lifestyle. All right, so I am a degree counselor. And so I have acquired my degrees from Ashford University. I got a dual degree in psychology and organizational management. And my great passion is bringing healing to people who have been through a traumatic life stressors. And so when human beings experience severe trauma or life stressors, it is not uncommon for their lives to seem like it is unraveling. So I help clients who include children, adults, and families to find healthy perceptions of themselves and to strengthen their relationships so that they can know themselves as peaceful, complete, whole, and safe. All right, so we're going to go on. And again, welcome to Counsel of the Day with Shanrae. I'm Shanrae. I'm a Christian counselor as well. So let me see who's on here. Again, I'm working multiple devices. This is an open platform. Feel free to comment, ask questions. Feel free. All right. So the scripture that I chose for this month, I am a Christian counselor, is from Luke 12:48. And it says, but somewhat, I'm going to say the King James Version, to whom much is given, much is required. All right, so let's move that on. To whom much is given, much is required. So the definition for tonight, and the one that I chose from lifestyle, it says the way in which a person or a group live. The way in which a person or a group lives. If you hear a little snoring, that's my fur baby. He's 6.5 months. He's laying right here next to me, sleep. He just ate dinner. So if you hear that, that's what's going on. All right, let's move to our key points. I'm going to open this up. All right, and let's close it back. So tonight's key points is number one is the psychology of lifestyle. Number two is types of lifestyles. Number three is what are the 8 components of a healthy lifestyle? Number four is what is the psychological definition of lifestyle? Number 5 is what leads to bad decision making. And number 6 is coping strategies that shift your mindset. All right, so let's go on and get started with number 1. I'm going to open this up and close it just a little bit. All right, so what is the psychology of lifestyle? And yes, guys, there is a psychology of lifestyle. So let's talk about it. Number 1, it is the typical way of life or manner of living that is a characteristic of an individual or group as expressed by their behaviors, attitudes, interest, and other factors. So in the individual psychology, Alfred, a theorist, a very well-known theorist, Alfred Adler. Okay, and he's an individual's characteristics way of overcoming or compensating for feelings of inadequacy, and that is Alfred Adler. That's his definition of the psychology of lifestyle. All right, so we have one of my viewers tonight is Peaches. One thing I do know about her, because that's my big sister, she is a school principal. So what we just talked about tonight is the different behaviors, attitudes, interests, and other and things expressed. She sees this constantly as a school principal. She's dealing with probably thousands and thousands of children, and when she has to deal with them one-on-one, this is something I know she definitely sees how, and then to learn how to communicate properly with different ones according to their behaviors and according to their attitudes, according to their lifestyles, according to their all of these different things. And so I know that Peaches understands what this is talking about, the psychology of lifestyle. So let's move on to what are the 8 types of lifestyles. Okay, let me magnify this. All right, and we're going to bring this back. What are the 8 types of lifestyles? Number 1, it says an active lifestyle. So if you're an outgoing or extroverted type of person, this is your type of lifestyle, an active lifestyle. That's me. I'm extroverted. So I do have a very active lifestyle. Number 2, they have the healthy lifestyle. So people may confuse themselves between being a healthy lifestyle person and an active lifestyle person. You can be active, but it does not necessarily mean that you are healthy. You lead a healthy lifestyle. As a matter of fact, let me make sure I'm here. A lot of active people are social butterflies, but on the downside, a lot of social butterflies do not lead healthy lifestyles. A lot of social butterflies are free flowing, they're carefree, and we all know living that type of lifestyle is not necessarily, doesn't equate to healthy living. A lot of times they do what they feel, how they feel it, when they feel like doing it. And so we know living a life without precautions or boundaries, it can result in a dangerous type of lifestyle. All right, so number 3 is the solo lifestyle. We know a lot of people that are introverted, people that are considered, they just whatever, and that's not always a negative thing. So the solo lifestyle. Then number 4 is the rural type of lifestyle. Number 5 is an urban type of lifestyle. Number 6 is the nomadic lifestyle. Number 7 is the bohemian lifestyle. And number 8 is the digital lifestyle. Okay, so a lot of people are living in this digital social type of lifestyle, living what appears to be really, really, a lot of times it makes things appealing, the appearance. But if you're on one-on-one or you're in face-to-face type of thing, you realize what you're seeing digitally or socially is not necessarily they're not living exactly what you think. So let's move on to what are the 8 components. Now we just talked about the 8 types of lifestyles. Let's talk about the 8 components of a healthy lifestyle. And I'm gonna let me open this up a little bit. All right, here we go. All right, so the 8 components of a healthy lifestyle is number 1, emotional. So you have the emotional lifestyle emotional in your life. You have physical. That's number 2. Number 3 is occupational. Number 4 is social. Number 5 is spiritual. Number 6 is intellectual. Number 7 is environmental. And number 8 is financial. These are all the components that everybody should have as a healthy lifestyle, a part of their healthy lifestyle. Emotional, physical, occupational, social, spiritual, intellectual, environmental, and financial. These different things should be a part of every person's life to make up the 8 components of a healthy lifestyle. Now, some things tilt a little higher than on the scale than others, but everyone is affected by these different 8 components of a healthy lifestyle. So let's move on now to what is the psychological definition. There is a psychological definition of lifestyle. Let me see if we have any. Hi, Kiwi, how are you? Hey, Tina, how are you? It's so good to see you all. Welcome to Counsel Today with Shanrae. So, what is the psychological definition of lifestyle? Lifestyle, and let me open this up. Let me open this up for you guys. Hold on, so y'all can see. All right. So, lifestyle is the interest, the opinions, the behaviors, and behavioral orientations of an individual or a group or a culture. Okay, so it is the interests, the opinions, the behaviors, and the behavioral orientations of an individual, group, or culture. And I'm going to add family in there as well. So this is the psychological definition of lifestyles. It says the term was introduced by, once again, the Austrian psychologist, Dr. Alfred Adler. And this was introduced in 1929 in a case study called Miss R. With the meaning of a person's basic character as established early in childhood. Now, let's go back. The interest, opinions, behaviors, and behavioral orientations. I grew up in a Christian background. So my interest was more, I was raised to be more religious based. My opinions was raised around religion, the Christian religion, ethics and integrity. My behaviors, again, my foundation was based around Christian ethics. You know, live a good life, live a pure life. Don't live a selfish life. Don't live a self-centered life. You know, be a servant leader. That was my culture. Behavioral orientations. My culture, my foundation with the definition of my lifestyle, because this is the culture that I grew up under, the family that I grew up under, the group of people that I grew up around. And then individually, my mother taught in our household how she was taught as a Christian foundation, okay, to just always try to do better, try to be purer, to improve. And so this is what the psychological definition of a lifestyle. I use my life as an example. Let me see if we have any questions or anything. This is again, this is a free platform. You can if you want to ask questions or if you want to give life scenarios, feel free to do it. I'll pause and I'll highlight it. All right, but again, this theory comes from the Austrian psychologist Alfred Adler. All right. So what leads people to making bad decisions? Okay, and we all do it. We all have done it. We will still do it, but we don't have to stay in this pattern. What leads people to make bad decisions? Let me open this up. What leads people to make bad decisions? All right, and so this study, let me open it again so y'all can see, or I don't have to. This is by Dr. Kendra Cherry. Dr. Kendra Cherry. And it's also medically reviewed by Dr. Amy Morin. All right, so let's talk about some of the reasons how people make bad decisions. All right, so several other factors can contribute to poor choices. Both good and bad decisions are susceptible to influences, including, let's start with number one, automatic thinking, or as I say, mechanical thinking. Just like mechanical, automatic thinking. So people sometimes engage in actions almost on autopilot or mechanically without giving them much thought at all, particularly when performing routine tasks. So this automatic thinking can save time and cognitive resources, but can sometimes lead to poor choices. Now, and I'm going to say more than half of the time lead to poor choices being on autopilot or just automatically thinking, okay, and just not thinking certain things through. So that's number one. That's how some people make make bad decisions, okay, by being on autopilot thinking, automatic thinking. Number two, cognitive biases, your cognition. So people are prone to systematic cognitive errors that bias how they process and interpret information. In layman's terms, it depends on if there is a small deficiency, or as medically would say, if there is if you have if you're on the spectrum, whether it's a high spectrum or lower spectrum, how how you process. So cognitive biases, okay. Such biases also affect the type of judgments and decisions that they make. So let's go back to what this is saying. Depending on how you interpret or how you process certain things, that's going to that's going to determine how you make decisions in your life. I was talking with someone earlier. Good evening, Lady Purvis. I was talking with someone earlier, and they shared with me about having conversations with a family member of theirs, a very close family member, and they were saying that they had mentioned something about something. Then a couple of days later, they spoke to the same family member. The family member repeated over again what they said 2 days ago, but the way that person processed it, they processed it as offensive rather than as constructive. They processed it that they chose, and I shared with the individual when we were talking, and I said, now you starting to understand now why this family member's life has gone the way it is gone, because the processing, how you portray things, it's gonna either, if you portray it, in a deficient type of way, if you interpret things, kind of misinterpret things, then your results, how you act to it, your actions are going to always come from how you interpret things, how you, maybe even how you hear stuff. Some people have audio problems. I know Peaches, being again a high school principal, I know that she's has to take things in stride when she's dealing one-on-one with some of her students. Some of the things that you have to kind of you have to kind of, what we scratch off the list is what we call it, scratch off the list when you're dealing with a student. You have to even consider audibly, are they can they hear you, can they actually hear everything that you're saying? So if you're having hearing issues, it is very difficult. It kind of, it kind of hinders your processing if you're not hearing everything correctly. So it's a whole bunch of things cognitively that involves your processing, and then how you make decisions. Okay, so number 3 is individual differences. So factors such as age and socioeconomic status can also impact the choices that people make. And so, where am I at? Older people may make different choices than younger people for various reasons. Okay, and the options are open to people often depend on the financial resources that's available to them. So the individual differences is another way. Hey, Cole, is another way or it helps determine how people make decisions. And so this again is a part of what leads to people making bad decisions. So again, your individual differences. We do know, once again, socioeconomically, financially, someone who makes a livable income, if your income is anywhere between $22,000 and $50,000 a year, most people are not gonna go out and buy red bottoms and Gucci and Marc Jacobs. They're not going to buy these high-end things like this, because by the time you finish paying these thousands of dollars to these high-end realtors, where's that going to leave you socioeconomically with living? With your living status, how are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to be able to put food in your house? How are you going to be able to save? Okay, so that's one thing. But there are some people who make that type of income, or maybe even less, and then they go out and they buy that high-end stuff, but can't pay their bills. And this is a constant thing. So individual difference. Sometimes if you come from a foundation and you see that, and you see those things, Lady Purpose said right, and you see these things, a lot of times when people become in their adult years, they repeat that until they learn their lessons. All right, so number 4, past experiences. Past experience help that leads to bad decision making. So the choices that people are often very influenced by the experiences that they have had in the past. So in many cases, they might base their choices on things that worked previously. Some people have learned how to manipulate certain things and be able to make choices on this. For instance, I ended the year last year with Counsel of the Day in November 2022. I always try to end in my November sessions with challenging people. So one of the challenges was I said, go out and do something, plan and do something for yourself in 2023. I said, the world is opening back up. The pandemic is basically over. Go on and make plans. If you want to travel, do something for you sometime in 2023. But if you can do that. So past experience, I can speak from this because I did it. I said I was going on a cruise, which I did. I went in March 2023. I planned at the end of the year in November and went on my cruise in 2023 with the family. But through past experience, I learned to put money on it until everything is paid off. Not wait till the last minute. I planned it out. And with the planning and putting back little money here and there, the vacation was accomplished. Past experiences. Okay. So, and multitasking. Okay. This is some of the ways by how people make bad choices. Multitasking. So trying to juggle too much stuff at once can have cognitive costs. All right. Making poor decisions more likely. So when you got too much stuff going on and it is just you and you don't have a support system, that's how when you're feeling overwhelmed and burnt out, that's how a lot of people really and truly start making poor decisions, making these bad decisions when you're overwhelmed, when you're burnt out. Okay, you're juggling too much at one time with no support system whatsoever. I told Lady Purvis some time ago, because we know each other personally. I said I need an assistant. I have to get to the point where I can start paying an assistant because I have a lot going on and I'm accustomed to juggling a lot of things. I take my time and I plan, but now that the band is coming more and more, I'm big enough to say, I'm wise enough to say, I need an assistant. I need help. I need a support system so I don't let things fall through the cracks. So again, but when you multitask and got a lot on you, it's very hard to stay on top of everything. And then it's even harder if you're not a strategic type of person. If you're not an organized type of person, it's very hard to stay on top of everything. And so the next thing is decision fatigue. Woo, when you are fatigued mentally, It's very, very easy to make poor decisions. So too many decisions people make each day can take a toll on you, creating stress that often leads to decision fatigue. All right. So this fatigue can lead people to choose randomly, or just letting other people choose for them when they are faced with a choice. Now that is dangerous. Okay, when you solely just let somebody else choose your path for you, or that's dangerous, because everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. And so again, we're not an island. Okay, and some people, I'm very good at multitasking and being strategic, but I also know my limits, and I also know when I have to slow down and everything, because I don't want to get to the point to where I'm experiencing that decision fatigue, and now I'm just starting to make unwise choices for me, for my life. All right, so let's move on. It says limited attentional and cognitive resources can contribute to bad decision making as well. Past experiences, individual factors, biases, and fatigue can also play a part. Now, at church on Sunday, and I shared this with somebody, my pastor, I love my pastor, wonderful teacher, and he talked about how for a lot of people who live their life in certain patterns, when you continue to do things in the same type of pattern and it's not beneficial for you, until you make the choice to introduce a new pattern into your life, things will always be the exact same way for you. You will never ever go higher. You will never ever live better if you continue to function and do the same patterns and do the same thing over and over again. And I said that was a confirmation when he said that, right on time with this with my series for this month, with my topic. Again, if we want something better, we're going to have to do something better. It's not easy breaking patterns, but it is doable. We can do it. You just have to continue to practice it day by day by day. Peaches said, you got to learn to prioritize. You got to learn how to be disciplined. You have to learn how to be prepared for changes. Yes, 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 and yes. That is breaking the pattern. A lot of times from our foundation, depending on the culture or where you come from. I taught my grown folk, and I don't mind sharing with people. There were certain things that I did not see or experiencing growing up when I was a child. For instance, like being prepared, or being strategic, or planning ahead. So as I got older, and I started realizing when I was married and we started having our family, that how I grew up with me doing that in my then household, it was not working. I didn't like being embarrassed, going and being late everywhere, being unprepared at the last minute, trying to get things together. So I had to what? I had to learn how to break those old patterns and reintroduce new patterns into my life, into my marriage, and into my family. And it took some steps, but you know what? I'm better off for it today. My children, my grown folk now, that's what they grew up under strategy, under planning, under prioritizing. So as adults, they may not always practice it right now, but they know how to do it. They know how to do it. So when it's time for them to snap to, they do it. So again, if you want something better, you have to introduce something better into yourself. Like the scripture says, that my scripture for the month, to whom much is given, much is required. Okay. So once again, in order to get better or to be better, you're going to have to start break some of the patterns, the negative patterns, or things that are just not working for you anymore. You have to start letting those go and introducing newer patterns into your life individually, so you can get to the place that you desire to be. So now let's talk about coping strategies to help shift your mindset. All right, and let me open this up very quickly. Here we go. Number one, it says to think of something positive when you're experiencing some negative things. Replace that negative thought with positive stuff. Let me pause right here. There's a song that's out there right now, and I mean, woo, this song is something powerful, but it's not very positive. And so the song is by a very well-known mainstream artist, and these are the words to the song. So she's talking about I might kill my ex, not the best idea. Okay, kill his girlfriend next is what she said. And what she's saying is that he was when he was with her, he promised her the world, and he wound up lying to her, dumping her, and getting with somebody else. She said she started running into him and his new girl, and she started going to counseling. But she still, regardless of going to counseling, she made up in her mind what she was going to do. So she kept saying in the song, I might kill my ex, and that's the song, not the best idea. Da, 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 da. And in the end of the song, she said, I just killed my ex. Not the best idea. She said, kill his girlfriend next. Da, 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 da. And then she said, when she was saying it, she said, I'd rather be in jail than alone. At the end, when she said she killed her ex, she said she'd rather be in hell than alone. Let me tell you, I call that song a satanic lullaby because the song is so catchy. It's simple. You can hear it in your mind over and over and over and over again. I woke up about a month ago with that song in my mind. Acrimony. Yes, Lady Purvis. I woke up one morning with that song in my mind, that melody. I'm a killer. And I said, I had to counteract that, what I'm saying here. Counteract. I had to think of something positive. So instead of that, I started singing Jesus is real. I know I had to counteract it because when you keep rehearsing negative stuff, it affects everything. It affects your actions. It affects everything. And so, number one, think of something positive. Number two, focus on one thing that you are grateful for. I don't care if you sit there and say, I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. Think of one thing that, okay. Number three says, close your eyes and think about something that you're looking forward to doing. Okay. And these are coping strategies here that'll help shift your mindset when you're feeling, icky. Everybody gets in that icky mindset. So number three is close your eyes and think about something that you're looking forward to. Number four says, look at pictures or think about a happy memory. It works. It really works. Number five says, focus your energy on the present moment, which is called grounding. Right here, the present moment. Be like, you know how you hear people say, be in the present, be in the present. Okay, be in the present. All right, number six says, think about something that makes you laugh. I love comedies. I love comedy movies. So I think of a movie really quick and just bust out laughing. Think about something that makes you laugh. Number seven, create a time capsule with your favorite artwork, homework, report card, pictures from the past, something. Create a time capsule and think about that, but something good, not something bad. Number eight is practice reframes. And so instead of saying, I'm stuck at home, like because it's raining, I'm stuck at home. Try saying this, I'm lucky that I'm healthy and safe in my home. That's called reframing. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 10. Focus on what you can control. Create a list of ways to stay healthy. We know washing your clothes, washing your hands, eating healthy, doing exercise. I just started last Thursday, a line dance class for 90 minutes. It's from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Oh my gosh. That is a good way of staying. I'm getting my exercise in. I'm learning my line dances. I'm meeting new groups of people. I'm enjoying this. This is and it's free. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I'm sorry. It's not free, but it was $25 for the month. Okay, that is real affordable. real affordable. And it's in a nice place, in a nice center, community center, very nice. Go park my car and go in and do my little 90 minutes and then come on home, shower, and be ready and keep doing. So focus on what you can control. That's something I can control. It's a way for me, again, to get my exercise in, a way to meet new people and be social. It's an outlet. Do find something that works for you. Again, y'all know I used to jump rope. I love jumping rope, but it doesn't always work for my body. I have negative outcomes from from jumping rope. It's just too much of an impact on my body. So I have to find other ways now to exercise, to become more limber, and just do that. Focus on what you can control. All right, so let's move this on. Tonight we have broke down lifestyle. Next week we're gonna break down on what a different subtopic. Okay, and it's gonna be we meet me here Monday, Tuesday night. Meet me here. I'm gonna change the nights because next Sunday is Mother's Day. Happy early Mother's Day, everybody. So meet me here next Monday and Tuesday night from 9 to 9:30. All right, so let's do this. Let me move this on. Let me open this up really quick. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened there. That's not supposed to be there. What is happening? Here's our takeaway. So the takeaway is, while it is impossible to make perfect choices, while it is impossible to make perfect choices all of the time, there are strategies that we can use to help minimize making bad decisions. All right. Being aware of some of the many factors that contribute to bad decisions is one of the best ways to become a better decision maker. And I'm going to add again, we have to change. Sometimes we have to change the negative patterns in our lives, or the patterns that don't work for us. We change those and then incorporate newer patterns that will work with us. Now let's move to this quote here. I really like this quote. All right, and let me close it up. The quote says, every next level of your life will demand a different you. Every next level of your life will demand a different you. Okay? That is plain and simple. Every next level in your life will demand a different you, which means that we have to grow. We're still growing. Let me open this up. Okay, so it says that if you want a safe space to speak with a licensed professional online, BetterHelp.com offers affordable counseling sessions for individuals, couples, and the family. And it's at www.betterhelp.com. And see, I'm about, as long as you need help. Listen, if you feel like you need coping strategies, it doesn't have to come through me. It does not have to come through me. BetterHelp is a wonderful platform. I believe it's 24 hours. It is online. You don't even have to show your face. You can just do an audio session, 30 minutes to an hour. I think it's like $50 or $59. So if I don't have to be the source to come to. But again, I stand on, we can overcome anything. Okay. So BetterHelp.com. All right, now let me open this up for my fellow counselors and theorists. This is where I received all of my theories from that I've spoke on the last 2 nights. All right, and so if you're interested, if there's a past Counsel of the Day with Shanrae series that you've missed or you just want to rewatch, you can go to my YouTube channel at Shanrae Price. Please subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and then select whatever past series that you want to watch. Now, also, if you choose to, if you're interested in professional one-on-one counseling with me, feel free to contact me via Facebook Messenger at Shanrae Owens, or at my email address at shanrae.price@gmail.com, because I'm a lifestyle strategist and my aim is to aid you in your life's goals and dreams. Okay, happy Mother's Day, everybody. I ran over just a little bit. I will see y'all next Monday and Tuesday. I will not be coming on Sunday. That's Mother's Day. Okay. Peter said I received that. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Have a good night. Thank you for joining me on tonight. See you next week on a different subtopic with with my topic for this month. Happy Mother's Day. Good night.